Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, Five of Pentacles. Things are in motion. All right. And I want to apologize for my voice. We're sick here in our house, and this is my, this is my suffering. So, and yours too now, apparently. But the Five of Pentacles, I think that this is us being willing to sort of move things around. This is a card of change. I think you're somebody that embraces change. I think that you thrive on change. You want to know that your efforts are making a difference. Yeah. It feels like there's a lot going on in your life right now. It feels like you're ready to sort of get stuff done. This card is a 5. We start looking for the 4, right? So this to me feels like we just kind of took everything in our life and we just tossed it up in the air. And we're just waiting for everything to kind of come and settle down and find its proper place. And that's, like we're ready for big changes, yeah. And this is sometimes the feeling that the ground is sort of unstable beneath your feet. Well, you know to expect that, because you're trying to change certain things of your life. Maybe this is a financial thing, maybe this is health, maybe this is where you live, things about your house, maybe you're relocating. I feel like a lot of things are in motion for you, okay? And I feel like right now it's not easy. Right now you may be worried. Right now there may be a lot of variables, a lot of unknowns, okay? That's okay. Things are going to stabilize. Yeah. Let's put this card into some context and we'll see. Oh yeah, I was thinking maybe a 4 would come out, but here we have a 6. So it's not that, the 5 is everything moving and then the 4 is going to be everything settling down. You're actually, everything, it's kind of like it's like you take a stack of cards and you throw them up in the air. I'm not really going to do it. And that's the 5. The 4 is when they all come down and land on the table and the floor and on my head, etc. But the 6 is where they all come down and they are perfectly in line in a particular way for you. And that's kind of crazy, right? I don't think I could do that. But that's what I feel is going on for you. I feel like everything is up in the air and things aren't just going to settle down. Things are going to settle down into a perfect, a blessed alignment for you. Yeah, let's keep going. That's really cool. I like that. Emperor energy underneath everything, Death card behind you. Queen of Pentacles up there, the Fool. Oh, come on. That's really, that's freedom. That is traveling. That is like just this is your spirit just leaping for joy. Okay. Another 5 and 8. A Princess of Pentacles and a 4. So we have a 5 and a 4. So over here, I feel like there is a disturbance in the force. Okay, I feel over here on the path of the serpent that there's a conflict of some kind. On the path of the dove, though, beautiful. This is the jackpot. This changes your life. Okay, and then this is sort of this is what we have to deal with afterward. Okay, this is how you gain the jackpot, and this is now maybe how you preserve it. Okay, we have a 5, but it's going to a 4. This is a conflict, but it does have a resolution, so don't worry about this. Just be ready for it. This is how you're achieving your jackpot. Okay. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we'll just put it down right here with Mr. Tao, the yin yang duck. Don't forget, Libra, that you are magic. Okay. We're not going to look at that card until the end, but it will tie everything together. If you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments down below. All right, let's do it together. Again, sorry about my voice, and if I hit the cough button a few times here, don't pay me. No, never mind. Okay. Let's look around the room. I'm very curious about our major arcana in this little bowl shape, right? You're being cradled by the spiritual energy. The divine is sort of cradling you right now, and it feels so good that you are in divine hands, right? It's the three, right? 1, 2, 3. You're being cradled by spirit right now, and I think that's, that's always reassuring, right? We've got fire. What we don't have is any water. Okay. We got fire. We got a little bit of air, and then we've got earth, 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 and earth. Right? A lot of earth energy here. I think a lot of things are changing for you. I think your financial situation is changing for the better. I think what the Fool is sort of representing here is a financial freedom. I think that it's a really big, big win for you. And I think it's more than what you're expecting, right? Because we got the 5 of Pentacles. That you're thinking, okay, things are up in the air, I made some moves, things are going to come back down, things are going to land somewhere, and it's going to be good. It's going to be all right. I think you're in the middle of this right now. Maybe there's a lot of boxes around. Things are sort of in disorder, disarray, maybe you're packing, maybe you're moving, maybe this is, you got some investments out there. You got some bills need to be paid, but everything's going to settle down pretty soon. It's okay. But what you don't expect, I think, is that big, huge victory of the 6 of Wands. This is like, you're doing a scratcher, you're thinking, I'll win $5. And then you're like, holy shnikes. It's the whatever, I don't know what the highest thing you can get on a scratcher is, 20 grand or something. But it's pretty nice. It's pretty unexpected, right? This is like you're throwing up a deck of cards and you're just expecting things to land, eventually settle down, you'll clean it up, it'll be okay. But no, it's like everything's just landing in the perfect alignment, the perfect configuration. Yeah. So I think that it's a really big win for you, a really big win. And I don't know if this is something more personal, private, if it's something career related, or, it seems that there is a financial component here. This might also be talking about health. I'm not a doctor. This isn't a medical reading. Don't put that on me, right? But the 5 of Pentacles sometimes can be some disorder in the body. Okay. The 6 of Wands, though, is a return not only to being in a stable condition, right? You got the 5, we start looking for the 4. Okay, my health is okay, I'm out of the woods. I'm okay, I'm in stable condition. This is like, holy shnikes, miraculous recovery. Okay? That's not a prognosis, I'm not diagnosing anything, I'm not a doctor. Don't put that on me. But this is the energy. This is what the energy is showing me, okay? It's up to you how you interpret that in terms of your situation, yeah? But the 6 is really good, but it's unexpected. See, that's the point. The point is, it's like you're throwing up a deck of cards, and instead of them landing all over the place, they're just stacking themselves up very, very nicely in a very meaningful alignment. It's not just ace through 10, ace through 10, ace through 10, in the majors. It's a very particular alignment for you. And I think it really is because you've got this cradle. You're in the cradle of the divine right here. Okay? You've got the Emperor down beneath the surface, and I think a big part of your spiritual energy right now is your sense of authority, your sense of agency. Spirit is saying that you have a strong ego, a fortified sense of self. Yeah. That's a good thing. Very good thing. Excuse me one second, I've got to hit the cough button. I am terribly sorry about this. Nothing I could really do about it, so bear with me, please. A very strong sense of ego. And it's your agency, it's your autonomy, right? This is your ability to focus your energy. It's the salience, right? It's where you're putting your attention. What you choose to give your attention to is under your control, okay? And you're that kind of person where you understand the relationships. You're Libra energy, right? You understand the connections between people. And some connections, some things we get attached to, some people we connect with, draining our energy. Bad news, right? Sometimes we don't even recognize it. Energy vampires, right? Reminds me of Colin Robinson. I love that character. I love that actor. Can't remember his name, unfortunately. I apologize. He was also Nate in The Office. Love that character too. That dude's funny. Sometimes we don't recognize those things that we're giving our attention to that are draining us. You know, we're so mesmerized by things that are just, we're tired, we're depleted, we're sick, we don't know why. This is that sense of authority, that sense of power in our own life, that I can choose what to give my attention to. I mean, isn't that the power that we truly have? If we can do nothing else in life, we can always choose what to think about. We can always choose where to put our attention, what to attach our energy to, what to give our energy to, our time, our space, our money, our attention, our vitality, our focus. That is the power of the Emperor. And this is something that is deeply ingrained within you. Now, I don't know what your relationship is with your father figure or your paternal energy in your life, but I feel that they had a very strong influence on you. I'm getting the initials A and N, or I don't know if it's N and A, but it's, yeah, A and initial N. But I feel like the father influence in your life was very strong. It may not be dad. It could be grandpa. It could be uncle. It could be mom. It could be grandma, right? It could be an older sibling. It could be a friend. But somebody had a very strong paternal style influence on you and taught you how to control yourself, you know? That leads us back here to this Death card, the card of change. Now, of course, I have to address this idea that if this is a health reading or a well-being reading, again, I'm not a doctor, it's not a medical reading. The Death card is sort of back here in the background, kind of saying that, you know, you've made your peace with it already. Okay. Sometimes this card is talking about a terminal thing. Okay. Again, be very clear. I'm not predicting anything. I'm not diagnosing anything. If this is that, you already know. Okay. It's in the background, right? It's something that you've already dealt with. You've already made your peace with it. Okay. But I also feel that this is in a more philosophical way, let's say. This is that Castaneda idea of using death as an advisor. Knowing that death is always a couple feet back on your left side, you know, about an arm's length away from you on your left side there. Always sort of chasing after you, you know. And it's kind of the way that these two cards interact. If death is always at your back, and we can use that as an advisor, and we can basically, I think, you know, in a very simple way, it's Castaneda's way or Don Juan's way of saying, live every day like it's your last. You know, if you had to die today, would it have been worth it? You know? So make every day a good day to die, let's say. And I don't mean literally, right? I'm not talking about that. But to make every moment count, you know. And in that sense, we really take that power, we take that control over our lives, and we just say, you know, whatever situation I'm in right now, whatever's going on over here, is it worth it? Is this how I want to be spending? If this is the last day on earth, if it's the last, I was going to curse there, if it's the last darn hour on earth, is this how I want to spend my time? I mean, come on. So that's the Emperor and the Death card, right? I think the Death card is also your ability to let go of those things that you don't want to spend your time focusing on. You can recognize the energy vampires in your life, and you can let them fall by the wayside. This is behind you, right? This is the cutting of the cord and the letting go. This could be all sorts of things, patterns of behavior, people, places, things, attitudes, beliefs, values. Those things that are a drain on our energy, those things that if death were to ask us, is that how you want to be spending your last moments on earth? And we would say, oh my gosh, no, you're right. It's not. So those are the things that we can let go of. It's a shedding of a skin. You're emerging, you're evolving every second of your life. I mean, we're literally shedding skin every moment we're alive. I mean, that's what like dust is, right? We're literally shedding skin every second, every moment. And we're growing new skin, right? So we're putting our attention on something, and something else is fallen away. Now I'm looking at the camera. What I was looking at before, my attention's not there, it's here now. You have the ability to focus your attention in that way, to concentrate. I think you have an uncanny ability to make someone feel as if they're the only person in the room. It's just me and you. No one else exists. Yeah. So I feel like when you're done with something, you're done. Yeah. And this is all these spiritual qualities. And the Queen of Pentacles is you seeing all of this. And we haven't talked about the Fool yet. But this is, the Queen of Pentacles is looking at the past. And understanding, and that's an ongoing process. We have to understand where we've been to understand where we're going. This is someone looking over their shoulder and consulting with that Death card. Consulting with that force of change. You know, the Death card is slow and steady. Not in a hurry. It's going to get to everybody. Right? So it's always behind you, a couple feet back. At any moment we can look over our shoulder and we can look at the past. We can look at that Death card. We can look it right in the face and say, okay, teach me the lesson. Teach me the lesson of that last thing that I had to let go of. Teach me what I need to know. Teach me what I can bring into the future to live a better life, to live a better way, to be more successful, to change my life in a positive way. Okay? Using death as an advisor. Using our past experience. See, the Queen is always looking at that long and winding road behind them. Always looking at the past. Always looking at the Death card. The one who is always stalking you. Like a stalking butler, right? Shout out to James Keenan. Eventually, the Queen of Pentacles is going to have to move into the future. Okay? It's a different card, right? And it's the Knight of Pentacles. We don't have the Knight of Pentacles here. Maybe this will be the Knight of Pentacles, actually. That would be a really good confirmation and synchronicity here. Because the Queen's looking at the past. But the Queen has to take the lessons of this Death card and bring it to the future, bring it to the Fool. If this is death, this is birth. If this is letting go of something that we don't want, this is then what we replace it with. This is us now in that pure space. If we're shedding skin, this is the new skin underneath, baby soft, right? You know, you see like a snake or like a scorpion or a praying mantis, they shed their skin, and the new skin underneath, it looks very delicate. It looks very soft, and in fact, if you touch it, it is. It is very soft, right? It hasn't been hardened by time yet. It hasn't gotten so crusty that it's like, okay, time to get rid of that one. You know, it's tender, it's new skin underneath. I'm not trying to be gross or whatever, but I think it's beautiful. You know, it's soft, it's delicate. Over time, it gets that crust, you know. And that's sort of the fool. The fool is that innocent babe underneath that old skin. So in this sense, we're being reborn every day. Every moment is a rebirth. Okay. This is in your future position, and this is a particular evolution of your spiritual energy. In the future position, I'm predicting a lot of travel. I'm predicting a lot of new beginnings, a lot of new things, a lot of shedding the old skin and enjoying that baby soft new skin underneath. So in other words, you're letting go of a lot of connections, attachments, people, places, things, habits, beliefs, values that you sort of outgrown. You're bursting through that shell like a cicada in the summertime, you know. And then you're free to sort of fly about and do what you need to do. I think this is a lot of new things for you. I think this successful alignment, whatever it is giving you a new lease on life. Is making you realize that, yeah, time is short. Death is always stalking behind you. Always. And you have to look at every moment as this could be the last moment. You know, so we're not going to waste it on anything. Now I was going to say we won't waste it on sadness or sorrow, but I don't want to do that to you. I don't want to tell you what is worth it and what is not. Sadness and sorrow, I mean, that has the qualities too, right? In other words, the fool doesn't distinguish. The fool will leap into anything novel. And it may be pleasant, may be unpleasant. But it's new. It's fresh. We may spend our very last moments I'm not trying to be morbid, right? But we may spend our very last moments on earth in a sorrowful energy. You know, and I'm going to start crying now thinking of my daughter. She's 4 years old. You know, I had kids late in life. I'm old, right? Thinking about me when it's my time to go. And my last moments on earth, I imagine, if you know, in this certain scenario, are going to be very sorrowful. I'm going to be very, very sorrowful because I'll be looking at my wife and my daughter, and you know, and that so to me the last moment will be very somber, very sorrowful. Okay, but the fool doesn't distinguish that. It doesn't value judge that as a good or bad experience. It's not, you know, that sort of sorrow. It's not good or bad. It just is. You know. Yeah, we could be spending our last moments eating a big old tub of ice cream, feeling good about it, you know, and then that's it. And that's neither good nor bad, but it's, you know, it's something. The fool doesn't distinguish between those things. So the fool is really looking for always something new to do, some sort of new excitement, a new feeling, a new adventure, a new path, a new purpose, a new friend, a new lover, a new job, you know, a new project, a new anything, right? That's going to take us over to the path of the serpent. As we talk about these cards, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free, helps the channel. I appreciate it. Okay. So what the Fool is getting themselves into is up to you. Okay. But to me, it feels like a sense of freedom, maybe financial freedom. It might just be the leaping laughter after this very unexpected win, this jackpot right here. That's going to change your life. Okay. And of course, the Five of Wands now is your general energy. The Fool is realizing that not everything is so easy. The Fool wants to just glide into every new adventure, everything, until there's some resistance. And it's like, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why can't I get in this door? You know, your progress is being blocked a little bit. There's going to be some frustration. You're going to furrow your brow. You're going to frown like this, you know, and you're going to have to push hard. Like, hey, why won't this door open? And you start kicking the door. You start banging on the door, pushing it. It won't open. Maybe it's a pull door, right? You've done that before. I've done that before. But the Five is saying that there will be conflicts. There will be speed bumps, roadblocks, and obstacles. I think the Five of Wands here as your general energy is you knowing how to handle that. You know, if there is a speed bump, we don't take a speed bump at 50 miles an hour. You slow down. You slow down and you just bump, and you're done. You ease over the speed bump. You ever see people that take speed bumps at like 40, 50, 60 miles an hour? Their car is going to suffer, right? Their whole vehicle is going to suffer for that, right? So the Five of Wands is about knowing how hard to push and when to sort of not push and just let things happen, okay? I think there is an obstacle in all of these new things that the Fool is doing. There's a particular thing that's going to be difficult. There's one particular thing that might be a little bit of a challenge to you. And I think that's okay, right? Especially when we take into account the Eight of Pentacles. If this over here, the Five of, let's say this is the financial thing. If the Five of Pentacles is all of this financial worry, and then here's that big jackpot, the Eight of Pentacles then is, you know, I don't want to go back to that very uncertain and worrisome Five of Pentacles, so I'm going to be very cautious now, right? If this situation isn't yielding to me, I'm not just going to throw more money at it. I'm not just going to go faster. I'm not just going to turn up the heat, because I don't want to go back to that Five of Pentacles, you know? So this is us really being able to maintain the success that we've achieved here. Even if it's health, if it's wealth, fitness, or finances, doesn't matter. We're safeguarding what we have achieved. Okay. And this is very important when it comes to the environment, because this is trying to get a handle, because the Fool is going to want to go and do all these things. The Five and the Eight here are saying you've got to be a little bit conservative with your resources. You've got to know when to spend more or spend less. When to work harder, when to not work as hard. Put more energy into something, no, put less energy into something. To maintain a homeostasis, to maintain a balance, maintain a sense of health and well-being and wellness, so we don't go back to a Five. It's kind of like when I finally get over this cold, it's only been like 2 or 3 days, I finally get over this cold. If I start trying to do too much too fast, I'm going to get sick again. So I gotta know how not to push myself. I push myself now. I'm doing these readings. I feel miserable. But I'm here and I'm doing them. I'm pushing myself. It's good for me, right? But if I push myself too hard, I'm going to just start coughing. I'm going to have to go back to bed. My whole day will be shot, right? That's the Five and the Eight of Pentacles. Five of Wands, right? understanding how hard to push against this obstacle and how to just kind of let it ride, how to ease over the speed bump. What speed is going to be perfect? We don't want to go too slow over the speed bump, but we don't want to go too fast and break something. So we just go to nice speed where it feels like a flow. It feels like a little wave. Yeah. Happy little wave. The Princess of Pentacles that we see in this position is very interesting. Because right now we don't want, if we're on the path of the dove, we don't want this card. This is winter. This is telling me that there's no green on the trees, right? There's no plants, there's no animals. It's barren here. It's sterile. Nothing is growing. Snow's on the ground. There's nothing growing here. Right? To me, this is the dead of winter. And when we're over here, we don't want that. No, we want abundance. We want growth. Come on, we want the money. We want the health to return. We don't want this card. But when we get over here, this becomes the card that we need. We need the trust that comes with this card. We need the hopefulness. We need to realize that winter is not the absence of life, but it's the time where all of the light, all of the chlorophyll, all of the abundance, all of the spirit has gone inside. And we can trust that any day now, things are going to break forth into that springtime energy. For those of you in the southern hemisphere, you know what I'm talking about right now. I think, right? Yeah, because we're summertime up here, you're wintertime down there. So you know about the dead of winter. When we're looking for the birds now, they're starting to come back. Now the flowers, we see the first few flowers, right? And so we need this card. We need the trust that everything's going to grow, everything's going to have its season, you know. And I think Spirit's saying, this is your season. Your season for growth and health and wealth and prosperity. Yeah. So with the Four of Swords at the end, so we have the 5, we start looking for the 4, we start to accept. We start to realize that, yeah, you know what, I'm going to sort of go with the flow over the speed bumps. Not too fast, not too slow, just sort of knowing, you know, if you know your car, you know what kind of suspension you got, you know how fast you could take speed bumps where it just feels like a nice little, you know, like a roller coaster. It's nice, it's mellow, it's gentle. You go too slow and it's just like it's too much. You go too fast, it's too much. You go at a nice speed, right? And you sort of, you know your car. You accept it and you just, I'm not bothered, I'm not worried, right? There's no stress here. Because you know that stress affects your body. Being stressed out affects your finances too, you know. It does. Being stressed out, and we lead to, you know, we spend money on things that are going to try to calm our stress down. So this is just sort of an acceptance of life as it is. And it's really just a cruise, you know. This feels very good. Whatever the conflict is that we're talking about on the path of the serpent is easily resolved by you sort of knowing how hard to push and when sort of not to push and just to let things glide. Okay, I don't know if this is an issue with money again, or someone in your life. There's some sort of conflict with somebody about spending or about I don't know. I almost wonder if it's somebody that in your life that maybe doesn't like your choices so much, or is just very concerned for you and doesn't want this fool energy really to be too active, you know. So, but there is a sort of a compromise here. Not too fast, not too slow. Let's look at the mystery card. It's interesting that there's no water energy here, because to me it feels like we need the joy. We need the water energy to come back. And maybe that's part of what the Princess of Pentacles is waiting for. Maybe that's the return of spring, is all that water energy, all that joy and love and hopefulness and abundance and happiness, you know, celebration. Because I feel like it's been a very difficult time for you. But now with this big win, let's see the return of the water. We see the return of the Emperor. All right. Well, that's okay. We got these two cards again. It's a reinforcement of your ability to focus your life, focus your attention, focus your money, focus your heart on what's important. What is satisfying, what is going to be, a worthwhile object of your focus and your attention. That's the name of the game here. And that is what's going to bring you forward. Maybe this conflict that we see on the path of the serpent, your Emperor energy is realizing that that's not even worth your time. That's not worth getting stressed out about. So this is kind of like, this is very Big Lebowski. This is very, very the dude abides. Very much so. But it's just not worth getting stressed out about it, man. Very good energy for you. What else is very good is the extended reading. We're going to do that now. Click on the link up there or down there. New readings for Libra are on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.